Hello, so in this video I'm going to talk about retaining information or processing information during inspection and how it can help you be more efficient. Quick disclaimer, I do only average 12, 11-ish seconds, so maybe this method isn't great if you want to be faster than that. If you are faster than that, this video probably won't help you. And also I use Ru, but this video is method neutral. It should probably help you no matter what. So first I want you to think about the pieces of the Rubik's Cube and the information that they hold. So there are three types of pieces. There's center pieces, edges, and corners. And each of them hold a different amount of information. And by information, I mean their color. So centerpieces only will ever have one color, edges have two, and corners have three. So by the amount of colors on each piece, we can kind of see how much information they hold. The centers only hold like one, we're not talking about actual bits, but it is a bit technically, I guess, of information. The centers will only ever hold one piece of information. The edges can hold two pieces of information, and the corners can hold three pieces of information. So what does this mean during your inspection? Well, in your inspection, if you were to fully track, say, a corner piece, then you would need to completely keep track of two, I guess, three-ish pieces of information. And the reason I say 2 to 3-ish is because, if you're going to track two colors, you only need to track those two because you can just know where the third one is by process of elimination. But at the same time, you do need to keep track of what that color actually is. Like if I can't see this piece, well, I know it's red and white, but that could be any color but orange or orange, white, or yellow. So this could be green or blue. I have no idea. And then with the edges, you only have to keep track of one piece of information, 2-ish for knowing what color this is, because it could be a multitude of things. So now I want to talk about kind of the method for inspection I devised as I was getting faster in cubing. I probably figured this out around maybe 30 seconds, less, not really sure. So I'm just going to go over it, but this may already be obvious to you. So when I think about pieces in inspection, I think of how different moves affect just one sticker. So I'm using my 2x2 as an example because it's just a 3x3 but with no edges. And I want you to pay attention to my logo here on this sticker because it's a one of a kind and it's easy to keep track of. So I like to think of things like, okay, well, if I do a U prime to this, what is going to happen? Now it's pretty obvious. It's just going to move to here. And most of you probably knew that. Or if I do two U primes, it's going to move from there and then to there. Okay, yeah, that's obvious. If I do an F2, well, let's start with an F actually. F is going to move it down to here, and then F2 will do, or F again will move it down to there. But I started thinking of things more as reflections, especially when it came to double moves. So singular moves are pretty self-explanatory, but I always thought of double moves as reflections, and I don't know why, but that ended up helping me a lot. So if I think of doing a U2 to this, well, instead of thinking of it as moving here and then moving here, I just think about reflecting it across an axis here, so it just moves to there. And then the same thing goes for F2s and L2s. It's just happening a little differently. So if I do an F2, this sticker is getting reflected to this piece, or that sticker specifically. That's just what I keep in mind. F2 teleports that to there. Don't gotta think about that much. I just know it jumps to there. L2 jumps this sticker down to here. Okay, so those are the basic things I keep in mind while I'm doing my inspection. And then, we can just string that all together, and it makes tracking a piece a little bit easier because you don't have to keep hold of as much information. So for example, let's do a string of moves like U prime, R2, D2, B2, I don't know, that's just, whatever. So we can think of that using these reflection strategies and know where it's going to end up without having to actually do them. So U prime, it's going to rotate it to here. R2 is taking this piece, reflecting it down to here. D2 reflects this piece across to here. And like an idiot, B2 does nothing. So it's no effect. So that string of moves is going to take this piece, put it down there. And I can do it with my eyes closed and know it'll happen, even though you have to trust that my eyes are closed. So U prime takes it to here, R2 reflects it down to the bottom, and then D2 reflects it across, B2 does nothing. And where we end up is with that sticker down there. So yeah, that was pretty simple, right? I get it, that was easy. You're probably thinking, why am I even saying this? Well, that's because whenever you're in inspection and things get more complicated, you have more pieces to keep track of, breaking things down into these simple pieces of information, I think really help. Now you may be thinking, okay, I just did all that, but what I don't know is that even though this is my white 86 sticker, which piece is going to be red, which piece is going to be blue? And I will be honest, I don't know. I didn't think of that. Well, here's the thing, is I don't always need to know that. And that's kind of what I want to get at in this video, is that you don't want to track every color on this piece because that's too much information to start with. I don't even think this just applies to cubing, but I think it's generally a better idea that if you're going for efficiency, you don't want to start with a lot of information and then cut out what you don't need. It's better to start with a small amount of information and start including what you do need. So for an example, instead of me just from the get-go tracking these 3 colors to here, what I can do is say, okay, I've tracked my white piece. Do I need to know my blue or my red for my next moves? If I do, and if I have time, I can go for it. But if I only track my white in the beginning, I didn't waste any extra time. I'm only spending time that I think I need in that moment. And if I do need more information, I can always go back later. Or if I run out of time, I can just start and go for it. So starting with a small amount of information, getting bigger. That's my that's what I want you to retain from this video. If you forget everything else, just remember, start with a smaller amount of information, get bigger. I'm going to do some examples on this cube here of what my typical thought process would look like during inspection. So here's a pretty easy case to start out with, which is good because, we'll start simple. Maybe I'll try and go a little more complex. But I'm going to be solving the white-blue block right here. And I see I have a pre-made pair, which is really great. And how I'm going to solve this is I'm not actually going to do any moves to this cube until it comes time to execute, and then I'll do it with my eyes closed. So I'm going to start with an R wide. What this R wide is going to do is it's going to affect this centerpiece. It'll put it here. It's going to move this pair up to here. Again, using some of the same basic principles of what we did earlier. Then I'm going to do a U wide prime, which is going to move this center to here, this pair to here, and then I can just insert it in the back with a B prime. I know those moves are going to solve these pieces, but I need to look for my next pieces, which are here and here, and then I need to think, how are those moves going to affect those pieces, and what can I do next? So let's just go for it. So I'm starting out with an R prime, R wide prime, sorry. The R wide prime is not going to affect this piece, but it's going to take this piece and it's going to shift it down to here. Then I'm doing a U wide prime. Not going to affect this piece. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot to mention, I'm tracking my blue stickers right now. Nothing else, I'm just tracking my blues. So I have my blue sticker here. My U wide prime is going to take this blue sticker and put it here. And then after that, I just have my B move, which isn't affecting either. So now I've got a blue sticker here, and now, okay, I need to know what my white piece is going to be, because I do need to know the orientation of that. Or I could just go for it. It wouldn't be that hard to see, but I want to know. So R wide, blue. I actually don't need to track this piece right now. All I need to know is that Since I know only my U-wide prime is affecting my corner, I just know that it's going to move the white to here. And I kind of already knew that because this is a pretty simple inspection, and I realized that you don't really need to use this strategy too much on this inspection, although I still kind of use it a little bit because it helps. I do pretty much know that this white's going to end up there, but again, this is just a simple example just to talk about it. So anyway, I'm going to close my eyes now and do the whole thing. Sorry, forgot to mention, after I know that my blue sticker is going to be here, white sticker is going to be here, blue is going to be there, I could just kind of use like deductive reasoning to know that I have to do an F prime to pair it, R, F2 inserts it. So anyway, let's do it all with the eyes closed. You just have to trust me that my eyes are closed here. So, R wide prime. What that just did is move my center to here, my piece to here, and this blue sticker that was here shifts to here. My U wide prime stalled my center and put this in a situation where I can pair it just with a B move here. And then I know I have my blue sticker here, as predicted, my blue sticker here, and then I track my white, so my white should be right there. And now I know I can just pair them up like this. And I know this is red because I was working with the blue-red piece, and I can move my R up, F2, and there we go. That's the entire first block solved. I had my eyes closed the whole time because I knew it was going to happen. Now, whatever method you use, since you should be able to, at some point, I'm not saying you have to do it right away, at some point be able to do everything with your eyes closed, then you could take advantage of that time to be thinking, okay, while I'm doing that, where is my edge going to end up? Where's my next piece going to be that I can use? And maybe I could have inspected that better because this ends up in a bad spot, but again, I'm not that good. So yeah, I know I think I probably mentioned doing another example, but I'm really not going to, kind of because I don't feel like it, and I don't even know if this information is that useful. I don't know if this is actually like a good thing to do. It's just what I do personally. This is kind of what I came up with. So in the comments, let me know what you do and why it's better, because it probably is. So yeah, anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Just keep in mind that you only really have to track one piece at a time, or one sticker at a time. Don't take in more information that you need. And yeah, probably sometime soon, either by the time this video is up or shortly after, I'll have 300 subscribers. So yeah, thanks for that, and see you later.